My parents were very proud Lithuanians. My father served in the military. My mother was a homemaker. But my mother was Roman Catholic and my father was Jewish. So when the Germans came in, he chose to go to the ghetto that they put up for them. We had many, well, we were treated specially sometimes. But while my father was in the ghetto, they chose him to be the head of the Jewish police. My mother and I lived on the outskirts of the ghetto. We were not inside. But this story is not about my father. It's about what my mother and I did as our part to help the Jews. Now, the Vilna ghetto had a gate and just a fence. But at that gate were the police, the Jewish police. So every day when the Jews on the inside would come out to go to work in the town and they'd come back in, the guards would search them at the gate. Yeah, they weren't very hard on them at times. But then the SS would come. Franz Muir, who was head of the SS at the time, known as the Butcher of Vilna because of his wickedness. When he was at the gate, it was a much different story. So on the days when the Jews would come out to work, my mother and I watched the gate. And if we saw that Muir was there with his SS, she and I would walk among the Jews as they left town to go home of an evening. And we'd go beside them and go, Muir's at the gate. Muir's at the gate. Muir's at the gate. And you could watch as they would go in all down Radicki Street. Food, bits of clothing, firewood would be strewn behind them as they went in. Because if they had been caught with any of that contraband, they would have been killed. What we did wasn't big, but at least we saved a life that day.